Okay, so today's webinar is about using songs to supercharge your phonics teaching and why we have chosen in Phonics Shed to include songs in our scheme. And one of the reasons is because it's a multi-sensory, systematic synthetic phonics program. So we're really targeting all of those different types of learners. If you've got any questions as we go on, if you put any questions in the chat or the Q&A box, and I'll see if I can answer any at the end. So this is what we're going to go through very briefly. It should only take about 10 to 15 minutes. So why we use songs for learning phonics, using songs in phonics sessions, looking at some of our Phonics Shed songs, and I'll also show you the Teacher Hub on EdShed so you can see the different resources if you fancy taking out a Phonics Shed free trial at the end of this. So why use songs for learning phonics? Now, there's a variety of different research that's shown that it's been proven that songs have a positive intellectual impact on pupils, and they help linguistic development that later aids learning to read. So it's all about building that vocabulary that then leads children to be successful readers and writers. Now, here are some more. So it promotes active engagement and participation. So there's various research that shows the longer time that a child is actively engaged in a lesson, whether that's singing a song with you, actually physically doing writing, hand actions, whatever it might be that might go with the song, the higher their success rate and the more learning that they take on. This multisensory approach targets different types of learners. So within songs, it might be auditory learners. Within our songs, we might also use some hand actions, so those kinesthetic type learners. You will also have the song words up on the board, so for those visual learners too. So it really targets all of those children. They are to tunes of well-known nursery rhymes, the songs within Phonics Shed, so it also makes them familiar already. And you can easily recap them throughout the school day. So I know when I was teaching in Key Stage 1, there might be 5 or 10 minutes here or there, whether you're waiting to go into assembly or you've just come back from break, that you might use those small, short gaps to sing some of the songs that you've been learning within phonics and sort of reset the children ready for the next phase or lesson. The connections which are made with our GPC characters. So each of our GPCs in the Phonics Shed lessons, when they're introduced in the lesson, they're introduced through a story, and each of the GPCs is made up of a character. And this character later appears then in the children's decodable reading books and also appears in each of the songs. So the characters have their own songs too. So making lots and lots of links there with the character and the GPC. Also improves listening skills, whether they want to follow the words as they listen to the song or sing it themselves. Now within Phonics Shed, we also provide other songs, such as some which support Chapter 1, Chapter 2 and 3 Chapter 4B songs that reinforce the best fit rules. You can find all our songs online, which I'll show you in the resources section of the Phonics Shed's Teacher Hub. There are lyric sheets for each of the songs and also visual videos which show the lyrics too, which I'll show you one in a moment. There are also 3 additional songs which can be used every lesson to encourage routine and refocus the children. So we've got some welcome songs and a plenary song. So especially in early years, you use songs daily and within most lessons. And I remember I used to always choose the song to be sort of the tidying up song for that week. So just another way to use the songs within your daily routine. So here's how the songs are used within phonics sessions in Phonics Shed. So we always use the same routine in Phonics Shed in the beginning of a lesson. And we show the flashcard of the GPC that we're learning today. This one here is introducing Sam the snake in Chapter 2. We say the sound of the GPC. In this case, it's S. Say the letter A, so S in this case. We do the action, which is specific to that GPC. So here it's when the snake wiggles over your head. We then play the song, do the formation, and we've got the character story. So we've got loads of different multisensory things within the beginning of our lesson, making all of those links to our character and GPC. Here's the song for Sam the Snake. And the songs come with a visual video for children to watch, which I'll show you next. Here's what the lyric sheets look like. This is to Wing the Duckling song. So we've got the words on there if you want to put those on the interactive whiteboard. And then here's the video to go with the Wing the Duckling song.
Wing the duckling loves to sing. Singing is Wing's favourite thing. Whenever Wing sings a special song, everybody sings along.
So it's a nice way for the children to be able to read the words as it goes through the song. What I'll do next is not show you that one again, is go through the Teacher Hub and show you the different ways that you can use Phonics Shed, such as the resources we've got on there, the assignments, which is what we call when we set work on EdShed for our pupils, and the different games that are included within that. And then I'll see if we've got any questions. So this is what the Teacher Hub will look like. Doesn't matter what subscription you've got, it will always look the same. Here's where you'll see all of the assignments and groups. You might have phonics groups, spelling groups, maths groups, class groups, whichever, depending on the subscription that you've got. Here's where you can find all of our resources. We've got a really lovely digital flashcard session that you can do with graphemes and high frequency words. I'll show you with the graphemes. I really like how you can click specific sets or specific ones. So if there's one that they're continuously getting stuck on, you can click those. You can also see those where the uppercase is relevant as well. You can shuffle them, you can put them in a specific order, it's completely up to you, and then you can click start. And on the back, if you flip it, so you can see the characters. So for Ing, which is Wing the Duckling, it's made up of Noah the nurse and Gray the goat, and we've got the formation rhyme underneath. So you can click next card, previous card, and if they don't get it quite right, you can click C again, and that will reshuffle it within the pack. You've got the same as this for high frequency words as well, although those flashcards don't have anything on the reverse side of them. So all of our Phonics Shed resources are split into chapters. Chapter 1 is pre-reading. Chapter 2 is similar to Letters and Sounds Phase 2. Chapter 3 is similar to Letters and Sounds Phase 3 and 4. And Chapter 4 is similar to Phases 5 and 6. So if we click within Chapter 2, you can see it's then further broken down into the different sets. And then everything you need to teach this set of grapheme phoneme correspondences are all within here. We have daily lesson plans, we also have intervention plans, and we have consolidation plans. So if the whole class needs to revisit a GPC or a huge group of children do again, you're not teaching the same lesson. And then we've got intervention plans for one-to-one or very small groups. So essentially we've got 3 lesson plans per GPC in there. We've got all of our songs that are listed, some of which I've shown you already. And then we've got our teaching books and decodable reading books. So the teaching books are the books which introduce a particular GPC character. And here's the one for Sam the Snake. So only teachers need to be able to read this. Pupils don't need to be able to read it. It's introducing Sam the snake as a character within the Phonics Shed Garden. And then what's really lovely is these can then pop up within the children's decodable reading book. And we've also got all of our other Phonics Shed characters within there as well. So we've got Anna the Ant and lots of our different ones. And you might notice there's also some comprehension questions at the back as well. One of our other very popular resources within Phonics Shed is the assessment tool. And you can do this within the groups page. If I click in phonics data, I can click launch assessment session. And then with this, you can assess GPCs. You can also assess a specific word list or high frequency words. And you've also got a screening check simulator in the same format. So all of them are done by almost like flashcards, if I show you like this. So if I click on the child that I'm assessing, who would be sat next to me, tells you a bit about how to do it. And then all the child needs to do is have a look on the screen and say the sound that goes with that grapheme. So here it be S. And then you can mark them, whether they've got them right, wrong, and so on. And that will then populate this grid below for you. And you can then alter that if needed, if they've got it, or if they're nearly there, or if they need to revisit it, you can edit that as needed. And you've got the same there for high frequency words as well. And you can print these out as a group report or individual reports as well. So that's a really handy tool to have. Assignments are the work that you can set for people. So here you can see I've set 2 phonics assignments. You can set 2 types in Phonics Shed. You can set the decodable reading book for a child so that they'll be able to access it digitally in their login. And you can also assign a particular game for a particular grapheme. And then you can see who's logged on and who's played, etc. If I just show you the game screen, I can just show you quickly some of the different games we've got within Phonics Shed and what those assignments might look like. So here's the Phonics Shed Garden. If you wish to, you can easily turn off access for the children, so they only have access to the games that you have set them rather than the whole garden like I do here. If I click on one, you can see the GPC there. And then here we've got different sound games and vocab games. So for first sounds, they look like this.
Check.
So what you can do is assign, if you've been learning the ch grapheme, you can assign this particular game to a pupil to complete with just this focus on this GPC.
Check.
And they can do that as consolidation at home.
Chill. Ch. Chill. Ch. L.
So that's what the beginning sounds, and then the middle and end sounds are very similar. We've also got matching ones where you have to match the sounds to the grapheme. There we go. And we've got vocabulary ones that are in the same format, but with high frequency words. We've also got one indie pop. You have to pop all the balloons with this sound. There are lots of games on there. And with the Phonics Shed subscription, you and the children also have full access to Spelling Shed, so you can assign them the games on there as well to go with a specific spelling list. Here are all the decodable reading books. Again, they don't have to have access to all of these. You can limit it, so they just have access to the decodable books that you have set for them. And these are what the decodable reading books look like. So we've got a high frequency words, which are included in this book, some example words, and then our method of sound it, squash it, say it to decode words. And then right at the back, there are also some questions, which if parents are reading with children or you're doing it as sort of a guided reading, you can discuss. So that is a very quick look at our songs and teacher hub within Phonics Shed. If you have any further questions or you want to know more information, please email support@edshed.com and one of our support team will get back to you. Thanks for watching.